Hey everyone, I hope you are well and that you and your family are well. And if not, I pray for safety for you and for your family members that may be going through tough times right now. Sorry. Um, been hearing a lot of different opinions about when the governor should open up the states to maybe like a phase one, phasing in our economy again. And, there's differing opinions. There's a lot of fear and fear mongering out there. And all I know is that it is important for us who are well to stay well. And that I realize there are many components in how we stay well, mainly looking at our immune system and how our immune system works and functions. And, I don't pretend to know all the answers because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical person. All I know is that there are things that we can do every day that will help us to stay well if we are well. And those things are easy, simple things like taking your vitamin C, getting out in the sunshine, getting exercise, drinking our water. And of course, I'm going to talk about essential oils because oils are just a piece of the puzzle that helps to support our bodies and our immune systems, especially as what we're concerned about. So I'm going to start with my story. And my story is how I got interested and started in Young Living. When my kids were smaller, I got to be a little bit concerned about some of the over-the-counter medicines that we were giving them for their colds. And I was wondering, hey, maybe there's something that's better that's out there that we could use and instead of the over-the-counter medication. So I went to Walmart and I was looking, just, curious to see if they had anything natural out there. And sure enough, they had this syrup that you're supposed to get. It was a natural syrup, and you were supposed to give it to them when they started with sore throat, which is the thing that starts out a cold, at least in our house anyway. You start getting a sore throat, then the runny nose, then the cough that won't go away for weeks and weeks. So I got the syrup, and I was giving it to the kids whenever they started with a sore throat. And lo and behold, it went to a runny nose and a cough, and it didn't help. It didn't shorten the length of the cold. It didn't, nothing, none of that helped. So I was like, in my mind, I said to myself, well, it's natural, so natural stuff doesn't work, right? It's just quack medicine and trying to get our money, and I was not for that. So fast forward, and I got a cold. And, went through the whole deal, and I got to the coughing part, and of course, I get kicked out of my bed and told to sleep in the living room and try not to cough so much. Yeah, right. So that happened for several days. It might have even been a week. And my friend called me, and I had previously been to her house, and she had these little bottles on her table, and I'd asked her what they were, and she told me they were essential oils, and I was like, they probably won't work because they're a natural product. So she said, well, I'm going to come over. She asked me how I was doing. I said, I just cough and cough all night long, and I keep my family up, and they're all mad at me because I coughed all night. And she said, hey, I'm going to come over. I've got a little bit of peppermint left in this one of my bottles. I'm going to bring it over for you. I was like, okay, at this point, I'll try anything, right? So she came over, she told me how to use it, put it on the bottoms of my feet, put a little on my chest. And so I did. And then she So she left, and that night I put it on the bottom of my feet, I put it on my socks, I put it on my chest, and I lay down to sleep, and I slept all night long without coughing. The next morning she called to check on me. She said, "Hey, how'd you sleep last night?" I said, "What did you put in this stuff?" And that was the beginning of my journey, my oils journey with Young Living essential oils.